And joining us is one of his fighters. What weight do you fight at, Quentin?
135.
135er Quentin Loper. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome to Ground and Pound, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Stand Your Ground, Mateo. We'll talk about your fight this weekend in just a minute here. It was a great fight. It was fun to watch. We were all commenting on it early. A lot of us like the heated part of it, but again, we like to see good sports.
A little controversy sells tickets. So
but you seem like a great guy, and it's shit happens.
That's true. That's true. Well, actually, Stand Your Ground initially started with me and my younger brother. He's an accomplished kickboxer himself, and he was specifically built for kickboxing. The boy's 6'7", right around 200 pounds. So he was always the stand part of Stand Your Ground, and I was always the ground part. And so when you actually spell Stand Your Ground, everything's capped except for the Y and the U in your. So from a distance, it looks like stand your ground. So that was the initial reason why we called it that. And we've been training ourselves and other fighters since about 1997, and I've trained fighters from Colorado to the reservation back home, Texas, Arkansas, and now here in St. Louis. So on the team right now we have Quentin, we have Titus, Guns McDowell. He's a 135-pound champion for Sport Combat Federation, and we also have Brandon, who hopefully will get better. He's out right now with a broke hand. It was actually in a sparring accident with Michael Simon. So it was an accident.
Is Michael still fighting with you guys also?
Mike, he still trains with us, does a little cardio, does a little strength and conditioning. My place is set up definitely for.
He represented your guys' gym this last Friday, I know.
Yeah, he's still 100% behind us. He started with us and everything else. But the drive right now, I'm in the city and he's out in St. Peter, St. Charles, and he's got a full 9-to-5 job and everything else. So it's a little easier for him to get out there. But on the weekends and stuff like that, he's constantly he trains with us, and I wish him the best. Absolutely, no matter where he goes. If he decides to stay, great, and if he decides to go on, then he's going to do great whatever he does. So.
Well, you used to be in St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Not where yet.
I'm in the city actually. I'm about probably 10 minutes from here. So I'm right off of McCausland Avenue. I'm at 1621 McCausland Avenue.
You training folks out of your house, or?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Way better. Way better.
1621 McCausland?
Yeah, 1621 McCausland Avenue. Yes, sir.
And if they want to train with you, Mateo, how do they get it if somebody wants to train with you?
They can email me at Mateo, that's Mateo, at sygfitness.com, or they can give me a phone call at 636-346-8955.
I actually met another Mateo, too, the other day, yeah.
Really?
And he was at the fights, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even know there was anyone else named Mateo.
The only time I ever hear somebody, the only time I ever hear somebody, and usually it's women that say it. They're like, oh,
say your name. It's usually women.
They're like, the only time I've ever heard of Mateo. Apparently, there's a soap opera, and some guy's named Mateo on a soap opera, so they know it from there. Or they're always
stole
like,
that name from that guy.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the second one is on the movie Anaconda. The very first guy to get eaten by the stupid snake is named Mateo. The very first guy. So everybody's like, oh hey, and I'm like,
is he an African American guy?
No, he's
Costa
Rican or Puerto Rican or something. Yeah.
Again.
So
Now, is that a Native American name?
actually no. Whenever Native Americans were moved away, and we were forced on reservation life, we weren't allowed to keep our names. Without going into way too much detail,
Sure.
Latin names were derived from there, and everything. We were forced to go. We weren't allowed to say, or speak in our own language, which is Akbaskan. And I didn't speak English until I was 8 years old. I was born and raised on the res, so it's definitely a lot different. I mean, we grow up beating the crap out of each other. I mean, that's all we're good at, So if we're not ranchers or rodeo, people, then we're usually fighters.
What do you do when you're not fighting?
When I'm not fighting, I'm a full-time father, husband, and I work at Deerbergs. I do overnight stock there. So and then the rest of the time, then the rest of the time I'd say about 5 days a week I'm training. So.
Did you meet Brian through Deerbridge, or did you meet him through?
Actually, no. He came and he started training under me, and that's kind of how the whole thing happened. You know, it was kind of a neat trade-off. You know, he helped me get the job there, and you know, I helped him, you know, get his game together.
Now you fought at 160 this last time, and
Yes.
I know you're naturally you like to fight at 145.
That is correct. Yep, 145. I fought at 185, 170, 160, 155. I fought just about anywhere.
Anywhere but the weight you want.
Anywhere but where I want to fight at. Yeah.
Well, next fight we'll get you 145-pound fight.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for you know, my next fight's coming at 145. This last fight was at a catch weight, and it was a fight that I asked for. It was a fight that I wanted. So I'm happy I got the fight. Happy I got the win. You know, so that's pretty much.
It was an exciting fight. I mean, Jay was talking about it earlier. They really enjoyed the fight. It was a good fight. It was just, I know at the end it was a little different, but you know, people get heated and stuff. We were talking about wanting to be able to have grudge matches.
Yeah.
You know, not really grudge matches, but you know, something with a little bit of flair, as long as it doesn't carry over after the fight. You know, and that's the hard part.
I always like to make jokes that, you know, with BJ Penn, he's a very popular fighter and everything, but if you can piss that boy off, he gets motivated and he trains his butt off. With me, you know, going into a fight with a guy that I don't know, you know, I'm in there and I'm motivated to win, but with a guy that I just dislike, it was just so much easier to train this time. It was just so much easier to train.
I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, I was in there and you know, I was scaring my teammates. You know, I was going an extra hour. I was doing anything and everything that I had to do. So I was going to make sure if he was going to take me out, it wouldn't be because of my cardio or conditioning or anything. He's going to take me out legit. You know, he's going to have to win the old-fashioned way.
It was definitely a different Mateo. Put it that way.
So yeah, I've taken, you know, the last 3 years off from my fighting to make sure that my fighters, you know, get the better time and get to spend, you know, their time in and sow their oats.
You're still a young guy. You got time to fight still.
Yeah.
How old are you?
30 years old. 30 years old. So I look and appear young and I feel young. I feel 21, but the age definitely. On my birthday, I had to check my birth certificate to make sure I was actually 30 because I don't feel 30, but I definitely, yeah.
She's that running that with him.
Yeah.
Rub it in. Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, I plan on fighting until a doctor says I can, and I plan on paying a doctor to say I can. I love it. I don't know anything other than fighting. It's the only thing I was good at growing up. My grandfather, actually, it didn't matter if you were brother, sister, aunt, uncle. It didn't matter who you were. If it was even him and my grandma, if there was ever a verbal argument where you needed to yell and scream and cuss at somebody, he would grab you up by your ear, didn't matter how old you were or how young you were, and take you out back, and he had an old water hose, old ratty, dried out water hose that he had in a circle, and that's where we handled everything. And if it's worth opening your mouth and yelling at someone and arguing, then it's worth hitting someone. So that's what we were raised. And in all honesty, 9 out of 10 times, you would look across that circle and go, I just needed to yell. I wanted to be right. I don't actually want to physically hit this person. So
It made you
it made you understand there are things worth fighting for and there are things not worth fighting for. And then there were those times where it was usually me and my brothers, and we beat fire at each other because we wanted to prove we were right. And, you know, and you genuinely felt it in your heart that you were. But we grew up, you know, training in traditional martial arts, kung fu, stuff like that. I didn't get into wrestling and grappling aspect until I hit junior high. And, you know, I saw my first UFC and everything else and rushed out and did everything I possibly could to try to train and to do that, and got to meet a lot of great people along the way, and still are meeting great people, and I enjoy the ride every day.
Quentin,
Who was one of your favorite instructors?
Actually, my favorite instructor ever was Brian Lee. He's a light heavyweight contender in Muay Thai, and actually I met up with him. My brother had been training under him, and he taught me a lot of what I teach and transfer over into MMA because his style fit perfectly with someone shooting on you, someone taking you down, and everything. It's a very compact, aggressive, forward, just 100% go style. If we were in the gym and we were sparring and we took 2 steps back, he would give us a warning. The next time that happened and we'd get hit and we'd take 2 steps back, he'd send us home for the week, tell us you're not serious. So that type of training definitely made me figure out, do I want this and how bad do I want it? So he was a very stern man. He wasn't somebody you could hang out with afterwards because he was always about business.